Hey everybody, Marcel, January 31st, 2024. This is a fantastic interview with CBC Radio Canada, our government state broadcaster of propaganda, and Andrew Scheer of the Conservative Party grilling the CBC head about the bonuses this year. What gives you the right to give everybody bonuses, and what do you stipulate bonuses are for? Are they for increased viewership, increased revenue, increased trust, or what? Let's take a look at it.
Thank you very much. I'm sure we can probably agree on some metrics that reasonable people would use to measure the success of a broadcasting corporation. Would you agree that measuring viewership or ratings is a reasonable metric to measure the success of a broadcaster?
Is one metric, so is usership.
One metric.
Yeah.
It's I would say it's an important metric when you're talking about a broadcaster. You said a few minutes ago that ad revenue was I think you used the word, a major driver of whether or not you judge success. So would ad revenue also be a reasonable measure of success for a broadcaster?
It would be one of the variables, yes.
Right, okay. So viewership, yes. Ad revenue, yes. Trust also, whether or not people can trust what they're seeing on TV, especially when you run news outlets. You would agree, I hope, that trust in media would also be a measure of success.
Absolutely.
Okay, and therefore errors would be another measure of success or failure. If there aren't a lot of errors, and that would be a good thing. If there are a lot of errors, that would be a bad thing. Would you agree on that?
Well, I actually would put a different response on error. I think error is a natural part of all journalism, and in the fact that CBC Radio-Canada post its corrections as quickly as we do is actually a demonstration of why we are trusted, unlike others who may not.
Wow.
So I would say that that's a trusted source.
Wow, so the speed with which you correct your errors is the way that you measure performance at the CBC.
It's like propaganda at mock CBC speed, guys. We put out fake propaganda, but after the damage has been done, we'll reverse and put a little correction, but we won't advertise the correction. It won't be on the front page, the correction. It won't even be on the second page.
Okay. Well, we've agreed that viewership is an important metric. We've agreed that ad revenue is an important metric. Trust as well. So fewer Canadians are watching the CBC than ever before. Viewership has plummeted to half of what it was when you became the CEO in
Viewership has plummeted by half. That is a 50% decline since she became
2018. Ad revenue has also crashed. In fact, it was down 31% in just 1 year, 2022 to 2023. And
ad revenue is down 37% in 1 year, 2022 to 2023, and now we're in 2024.
In media, and especially in the CBC, has also declined. The NDP talk about misinformation. The CBC has had to issue more than 100 corrections to grave errors in reporting, and that obviously has an impact on trust. So given the fact that on all these important metrics that you've agreed on, what justification do you have to issuing performance awards?
I want to correct a couple of your points, if I may, Madam Chair. First of all, the 30% drop in revenue was between an Olympics year and a non-Olympics year. And in fact, in the years you're describing, we had 2 Olympic Games. And so we have a much higher level of ad revenue during those years. So that explains the drop.
Okay, so were ad revenues in 2023 higher than in 2022?
I would say they were flat.
They're flat, okay.
Yeah, and that is, by the way...
I got to remind myself, when were the Olympics? Doctor, when was the Summer Olympics or the Winter Olympics? What year? Okay, so we just verified with Dr. G. Tina over here. So the Winter Olympics are in February of 2022. So 2023, no Olympics. However, 2021, there was no Olympics. It was 2020, the summer of 2020 for the Summer Olympics. So in comparison, so how did the revenue increase from then and to then?
Very much much part of what's going on in the industry. Television is in decline, not just at CBC, at CTV and global. Television is in decline, and people are moving to streaming. And they're moving to.
With all due respect, she's doing a Chrystia Freeland. You know, I'm not part of this. Television is in decline. We're in decline. Everybody's in decline. We're sinking ship. That's why we're firing employees and we're giving ourselves bonuses. They should all be fired then. Get rid of CBC.
They're connected television.
With all due respect, the CBC has almost $500 million in real estate holdings across the country. Big fancy buildings in downtowns across the country. You get over $1 billion in taxpayers' money to be a television broadcaster, radio broadcaster. When those metrics are down, how do you justify giving performance awards to people whose job it is to increase viewership, to increase ad revenue, to increase trust?
Madam Chair, if I may, I don't agree with the premise. I don't agree with the premise. 79% of Canadians say that it is important for the country to have a public broadcaster like CBC Radio-Canada.
79% of Canadians say it's important to have CBC? Yeah, right. Who put on this poll? Yeah, right, lady. Catherine Tate.
82% say...
Who commissioned that poll?
Those are our public perception surveys that we conduct.
Oh, you conducted, okay.
Yeah.
Polling tells you that Canadians like what you're doing.
Third-party léger survey firm.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry.
So your own CBC poll on CBC's website for your CBC fans says that 79% of them who are going to your propaganda website and voting say that you like it and then you guys all deserve bonuses, $500,000 bonuses. Because you're doing so well with your ad revenue dropping by half and your viewership dropping by half.
If the argument is to try to say that we're no longer of value, all I would say is that's not what I hear from Canadians.
What I'm asking
and
about
our
is
numbers.
The bonuses. With all due respect, Ms. David, when you give someone a bonus, and we've just agreed on the metrics that should be used to judge a broadcaster, when those metrics are down, how do you justify giving people, executives, big bonuses when they haven't achieved success by these metrics that we've agreed on?
As I pointed out, the metrics that we measure are public and tracked, and they're in all of our reports. So I'm afraid...
Look at her smirk, guys. She can't keep a straight face. Look at this right there. Look at this. That's the CBC Catherine. You little witch. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, I was gonna show it, but everybody's gotta look at this. She can't hold it in. She can't hold it in. She's laughing. She's laughing at us, guys. What is her personal bonus? Somebody look these up. What did Catherine Tate get for her 2023 bonus?
And they're in all of our reports. So I'm afraid to say that public and tracked. And they're in all of our reports. So I'm afraid to say that that trust is down. Trust is down across the entire media section, and it also affects politicians. It also affects all of
When you misrepresent the truth, it does affect the politicians.
Oh my God!
The time is up, but at the same time, I wish.
And then what is this? Whoever's hosting it, she's wearing a breathing barrier today, guys. This is like new stuff, Bob. I'm busy. She's wearing a breathing barrier. A breathing barrier.
That we would stop talking over each other. If someone asks a question, we should listen. If someone's going to give an answer, we should listen. So, anyway, the time is up, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Well, let's go back to her smirking about her bonus.
By these metrics that we've agreed on.
Bonus?
As I pointed out, the metrics that we measure are public and tracked, and they're in all of our reports. So I'm afraid to say that that trust is down. Trust is.
Okay, guys, just got even more disturbing news about Catherine Tate, the CEO. She's been a CEO for what, a year or two? Maybe you can verify that as well. So her job, she got paid. Was it $400 to $460,000 $497,000. That's her pay, $500,000 for what she's doing, and the bonus, $120,000 bonus on top of her $500,000 pay. How does that make you guys feel? She's paid $620,000 almost to spew Trudeau's propaganda. Super disturbing, guys. This is a super disturbing woman.
Say that that trust is down. Trust is down across the entire media section, and it also affects politicians. It also affects all of us.
So she has a 5-year term started in 2018. $500,000.
But it was renewed until January of 2025 last year.
But it was renewed in January 2025, so she's got another 2 years on top of that. Oh my God. So let's one more time, guys, and we're going to leave it. We've had enough of this.
Public perception surveys that we conduct.
Oh, you conducted, okay.
But
so your polling tells you that Canadians like what you're doing.
By using a third-party léger survey firm.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. If the argument is to try to say that we're no longer of value, all I would say is that's not what I hear from Canadians.
What I'm asking
and
about
our
is
numbers.
The bonuses. With all due respect,
I would like to have somebody, an expert on, again, like that one lawyer I was showing who was an expert on like movements, body, and like nervousness. Notice how when she tries to give her answer, she takes her glasses off, guys. What is that about? Anybody in the comments good at reading bodies and lying and deception and nervousness and just smugness? Is that her smugness when she takes her glasses off and like, I'm telling you the truth, I'm rich, I'm making money off of all you guys and pushing propaganda, pushing the COVIDism, pushing Big Pharma, pushing Trudeau's agenda. Freaking Trudeau, I own Trudeau. He's like in my pen house right now.
I would say is that's not what I hear from Canadians.
What I'm asking about is the bonuses. With all due respect, Ms. David, when you give someone a bonus, and
okay,
we've
guys,
just agreed on the metrics that
this is Irnieracing. What are your thoughts on her smugness? Irnieracing out. Like, subscribe, and share. Help the algorithm on CensorTube.